Hello guys, and welcome to another prediction. This time I will talk about the possible box office performance of Baywatch. As always, let's kick this prediction off with something which works in favor for a good box office performance of the movie. The very obvious first thing I want to name is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as the lead actor for this movie. Dwayne Johnson has become a box office phenomenon over the years. He is one of the best paid actors right now in Hollywood, and his last 4 movies in a row were very big box office successes. Moana, Central Intelligence, San Andreas and Furious 7 all grossed their money back multiple times, with Furious 7 even being one of the most successful movies of all time. When you count all these facts together, it's pretty obvious that Dwayne Johnson will help Baywatch to become a box office success. The next thing I want to name is the director Seth Gordon. This guy is a very good choice when it comes to directing R-rated comedies. Out of his last 3 directing jobs, all of them were comedies, and the last 2 ones were R-rated comedies. All of those 3 movies grossed north of $100 million in the domestic market and were all considered to be box office successes. With he directing Baywatch, this project has for sure its second point which works in favor for a good box office performance. The last thing which I want to name when it comes to the positive aspects is the marketing campaign. Dwayne Johnson is doing his best to promote the movie wherever he can, and the only marketing so far is also way better than usual. A lot of people are aware that this movie is coming out, and when they continue to push the marketing towards the release of the film, the box office potential can go up again. Now to the negative aspects, which work not in favor for Baywatch. The competition which Baywatch has to face is brutal. It opens on the same weekend as Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales opens. This movie is a huge monster blockbuster with Javier Bardem, Orlando Bloom, Geoffrey Rush and Johnny Depp all pushing its box office performance. On top of that, Pirates 5 sits on a budget of a huge $320 million, which makes it probably the second most expensive movie of all time. This giant will steal most of the attention from Baywatch and will probably open in more than 4,300 cinemas, making it the #1 priority of the weekend. To start the performance off in such a huge shadow will be terrible hard for Baywatch, but the competition does not stop there. On the second weekend of Baywatch's box office run, it has to face against the $120 million blockbuster Wonder Woman, which has a huge hype behind its back. On the third weekend of Baywatch's run, it has to face the Mummy remake and World War Z 2. And on the 5th weekend, there will be the $260 million blockbuster Transformers: The Last Knight. So, to sum it up, it will be nearly impossible for Baywatch to perform without being dragged down by these huge releases. The next and last thing I want to name is the reaction towards the material already released for the movie. While the hard marketing campaign is something which works in favor for the movie, the reactions from most viewers is a point which works against a good performance. While the reaction is not mediocre, it is also far from being good in my opinion. The Super Bowl spot already turned the direction a bit, and people liked this clip way more than the first trailer released around 2 months ago, but Paramount still has to do a lot of work to get the people all hyped and positive about Baywatch. I will now fade in all aspects that I just counted for a good or bad box office performance of the movie, and I will now start with the pessimistic prediction on Baywatch. When Baywatch is not received well and most audiences and critics are really pissed off because of the movie, I can see Baywatch to come in somewhere close to bad teacher. Baywatch will open with 29 million in the domestic market, and after a multiplier of 3 will finish its performance with $87 million in total. In overseas countries, Baywatch will perform pretty much equal to the domestic performance, given the fact that the original Baywatch show was always way more known in the domestic area than in the rest of the world. With $83 million from overseas territories, Baywatch will end its worldwide performance with a total of $170 million. While the overall budget of the project is not yet known, it's pretty safe to assume that $170 million is not enough to break even with the production costs and additional costs for marketing. But now, let's continue with the realistic prediction. In this scenario, when Baywatch is generally liked all over the planet and gets kind of the same response like War Dogs did last year, the movie will come close to the 260 million barrier. In this scenario, Baywatch will open with $34 million, and after a multiplier of 3.5 it will finish with a domestic total of $119 million. In overseas territories, the earned money will be a little bit more. Something around 135 million is probably realistic. Combined, this would put the movie at $254 million worldwide. While not much money, this would probably be enough for the project to break even with the money spent by creating it and selling it to the audience. Well, the question is now, can the movie make a big jump in the optimistic scenario? Well, the quick and simple answer is yes. Outstanding comedies always have very good multipliers and can become box office hits pretty much out of nowhere. When this happens with Baywatch and the movie receives reactions equal to 21 or 22 Jump Street, Baywatch can probably climb onto 400 million in total. In this scenario, Baywatch will open with $40 million. The only reason why it's not opening higher is the fact that this will be just impossible against Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales. The movie has to earn its money over the long run. After a multiplier of 4.3, Baywatch will end its domestic performance with 172 million in total. Additionally to that, 235 million will be collected from overseas territories. So the final worldwide total will be $407 million. The big jump from the realistic to the optimistic scenario takes place because just when the movie is received very well, it will have a chance to stand up against a huge competition in the first 5 weeks. Otherwise, it will be crushed by competition fast. The next video will be a prediction about Power Rangers or Beauty and the Beast. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys, it really means a lot to me. When you like this video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, since it really helps out this channel big time. Also leave a comment when you want to discuss this topic with me more in detail, and be sure to check out Game of Box Office on Twitter and Facebook. See you soon, guys, more videos to come. Bye bye.